It's our favorite complete recipe collection filled with mouth-watering homemade dishes featuring breads, breakfasts, appetizers, lunch dinners, and desserts. Get out your measuring cups, mixer, and chopping board. The Home and Backyard Cookbook begins right now. Guten Tag! We are so excited to be here. This is Fräulein Meats and Sweets. It's a super food truck where you can experience authentic German cuisine. We are thrilled to be here. How exciting.
Thank you for coming, Jackie.
Thank
you so much. Hi, guten Tag. Definitely our bestseller and usually people's favorite is a traditional Jägerschnitzel. Jägerschnitzel is if I translate it, a hunter's meat cutlet. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pound the chicken. I already went and cut it, the chicken breast. We're gonna pound it so it gets nice and tender. And we're gonna bread it and we're gonna fry it up. The first thing you can do is we're gonna beat our eggs. And those eggs actually come from our own farm. You can see by the color, I like it there.
The color's beautiful.
Oh yeah, vibrant orange. The only seasoning that goes in there is actually some salt and pepper. All the other taste comes from the eggs, the flour, and the breadcrumbs.
Is that okay?
And the meat itself. Yeah, that's perfect. After you add the salt and pepper, we're just gonna give it another whisk.
You tell me what you think is good.
Go ahead. A little bit more.
Okay.
All right, that should be good.
And pepper?
Pepper it up, yep. And that's perfect.
Great.
We're gonna give it another quick whisk.
Oh, alrighty.
We wanna make sure they're not too thin yet. I always put a little foil on top because the meat likes to just explode when I start pounding them.
And that makes it nice and tender,
yep,
right?
That does. Now you can go ahead with the first piece. You're gonna put it in the flour, both sides. Yep, we wanna make sure it's completely flour covered. Perfect.
All right.
Next on, we're gonna put it in the egg container.
Alrighty.
And then you wanna just shake off a little bit of the excess egg.
Okay.
And last step,
right.
Breadcrumbs. And those are just plain breadcrumbs. There's no seasoning to them.
Okay.
All the seasoning comes from the eggs and the salt and pepper. All right.
We're ready for the fryer.
Now we're just gonna place them right in here. So we actually use peanut oil.
Okay.
It's just a better taste.
Yes.
It really
now, how
does.
long do they normally would have to stay if you're making this at home?
2-3 minutes.
Okay.
So you will tell they kind of float and the color. It's like a golden, crispy color of the breading.
Perfect.
And then meanwhile, I'm gonna put the fries in.
Well, it looks great, and there are the fries and the schnitzel, but there's one more step.
One more step, and that's our Jäger sauce. So I went ahead and I already prepped it because it actually takes quite some time.
Right. Now, what is that exactly?
So the Jäger sauce, what I did is I started some white onions, and then we added some mushrooms, and I just let them cook a little bit. I added the mushroom juice from the can, and I let them just sit in their own juice for a little bit. What I did is I added some water, and then a combination of chicken and vegetable broth. All my ingredients do come from Germany, so I'm not even trying to ever use any broth out of a store here.
Right. It's
I know
very
it works.
authentic.
Exactly, I know it works. I know the seasoning is just right. To finish it off, I always add a little bit of heavy cream. That gives it that little light color for the gravy. And then one more step, mayonnaise.
Okay.
People sometimes look at me funny when I tell them they have to eat their French fries with mayonnaise, but it's really good. And another one is that I have today is curry ketchup. I sometimes explain it as it's a German-style barbecue sauce.
Oh, okay.
So you get to try it today. And
awesome.
That's it.
Great. Well, now we're very excited because, of course, the colder weather is here and we're looking for that comfort food, and you have some German comfort food,
exactly.
Right?
So this is by far one of mine and my husband's favorite meals, and we get it every time we go to Germany. My mom makes sure she cooks it at least once for Christmas.
I love it.
It's rouladen. So what rouladen are is, we have our very thin cut top round.
Okay.
This comes from a local farm as well. I'm gonna have you make one as well.
All right.
I'm gonna show you what I do and you just copy me.
Okay.
The first thing we do is we're just gonna salt it very slightly. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pepper it as well. Pepper, you can be a little bit more generous. We're gonna add mustard. So this is a extra spicy mustard. It just gives it, it's not spicy at all, the end result, but it just gives it a nice little kick.
And I noticed that's German as well.
Yes, yep. All my mustards also come from Germany.
Okay.
What I like to do, I just take a teaspoon and I spread it all over the meat here. We're just gonna add some onion. Especially with the onion, you do not need to be cheap. I like to add a lot of onion because it cooks quite long. So some of them will be completely cooked away.
Nice. And then you'll get all that flavor, right, in the meat. That'll be
Ends
so
up
good.
right in the meat and in the gravy later. Next, we got our pickles. Same thing. They actually come straight from Germany.
Nice.
They're little dill pickles. And then last, Mettwurst. So Mettwurst is, you can compare it with a kielbasi. It's a smoked meat.
Oh, yes, okay.
So this comes from my German butcher shop, the Alpine. They're located in Honesdale. So now the most difficult part is we're rolling it up. So just take the end piece and we're just gonna make sure everything stays in there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. That's where the word rouladen
Easy for you to
comes
say.
from.
You're
Here we
doing
go,
it
you
really
got
well.
it. Yours is huge, but it will be very good. So now to close it and keep it in place, we're gonna take our little pick and just try to stab it through here because they will be cooked just like this.
This is really different.
Yep. And now we're gonna turn on the stove and we're gonna cook them in butter and oil, a butter and oil mixture I have. And we're gonna cook it for about, we brown it, so it probably takes about 10-15 minutes. We brown it from each side. Then we're gonna deglaze it with some red wine. Today I'm gonna use the Sangiovese, I hope I pronounced that right, from the Honey Hole Winery.
Perfect.
And then we're gonna add some broth and make a nice gravy out of it and let it cook for about an hour.
Well, this looks absolutely delicious. Why don't you tell us about what else you have on the plate
What's
here?
going on here, right? So we have apple red cabbage, lily red cabbage, and they add some apples. And then we have our dumpling. So this is a pure potato dumpling. And then you dive right in and you make sure you combine all the flavors.
Why don't you tell everybody a little bit more about your food truck, and you also do catering, which is
Exactly.
great.
So we are closing for October since we're gonna have our first baby.
Yes, congratulations.
So thank you. So for November and December, we open for catering. So anyone can reach out to us, and then we're gonna be reopened for the winter. So first time we're back in November, we're gonna be back at the Honey Hole Winery, and in December we're gonna be at a few Christmas markets and back at the Honey Hole Winery. So the food truck's name is Fräulein German Meats and Sweets. So far we only have a Facebook, but even if you don't have a Facebook, you have access. You just Google it and you can access the Facebook.
Thank you so much. We had so much fun today, and we really appreciate you taking out the
Awesome.
time.
Thank you for coming here.
It was great. And danke.
Bitte schön. Tschüss.
We're here in the magnificent vineyard of Bananas Creek Vineyard and Winery. So grab your glass and get ready to celebrate an award-winning wine. Hi there, Jake.
Hi Jackie, welcome to Bananas Creek Vineyard and Winery.
Thank you very much. We're very excited to be here, and why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the wines that you have?
Yeah, so we offer sweet, semi, and dry, fruit and grape wines, so we have something for everybody.
Absolutely. But we also want to talk about this wine here and the grape, because this is very special, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is our Treminette grape. As you can see, we're with our Treminette vine, so this is grown and produced all in PA. And it recently received the Decanter World Wine, so would you like to try it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So this is a Decanter World Wine Award winner, the first winner for PA, which was monumental for the PA wine industry in general. So there was around 19,000 wines submitted. The United States brought home 265 medals, and one of them belongs to PA. So.
That's great. So it's like a sense of pride as well.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So these grapes were planted in 1999. We didn't start harvesting them until 2002. So these vines are 23 years old now, and they produce, it's going to be similar to a Gewürztraminer. That's where the name comes from.
Gotcha.
So it's a French-American hybrid grape. So
Nice. We'll give it a taste, right?
yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. It has a lot of flavor in it, but I like the fact that there's a little bit of sweetness, but it still has some dry in it, which is really, really nice. It's like that perfect sweet spot.
Right,
You know?
so it's like a little bit of salt on your steak. So you have 1% sugar, so it's just a little smidge of sugar in there to really brings the grape to life, I think.
Absolutely. This is fantastic. I can see why it's an award winner.
Yep.
It is a sense of pride. So that's really great. Congratulations to you
Well,
and your
thank you.
family.
And this wine is available for purchase at our winery, but it's also in the fine wine and good spirit shops across the state of Pennsylvania too. So you can
That's awesome.
find it locally.
Well, we are very excited because we're going to go from the vineyard up to the tasting room, right?
Yeah, my sister's going to be making 2 cocktails with our Delight wines. Delight, which is a blood orange and cherry mixture, and our Berry Delight, which is blackberry and red raspberry on a Cayuga white grape that we grow here.
So I'm going to make 2 simple cocktails, and we love these recipes because even though they're simple, they are packed with bold, fruity flavors, which is something that we love here at Beninas Creek. So if you wouldn't mind, pour a bottle of that white cap there, our Beninas Creek Delight, into the pitcher. So we have our chilled bottle of wine in here. Now we are going to add a 1/2 cup of orange juice. So we're making a Delight Crush, as we call it here. So it's a little play on an orange crush.
Yeah.
And then if you wouldn't mind just grabbing us 2 glasses there.
Certainly.
We've got some crushed ice in here. Gonna fill our glasses up. So now we're gonna take our juice and wine mixture, and we're just gonna pour our glasses about 3/4 of the way full.
All right,
And then we're gonna let a little room in here because we need some bubbles. Any good sangria is gonna have 3 main ingredients. You're gonna have a nice fruity wine, you're gonna have some bubbles, and then you're gonna have some fresh garnishes. And really, that's all you're gonna need, okay?
Got that right.
So we're gonna add in our ginger ale here.
Okay.
And then if you wouldn't mind passing me those orange slices.
Certainly.
We have some fresh oranges here. And then we have some pitted black cherries that we're also gonna put in here.
Oh man, this looks great.
So easy. It's almost too easy, but yeah, you gotta try.
Certainly. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
cheers.
Cheers.
So that's our Delight Crush.
Oh, is that delicious?
It is so refreshing. So even if you're not a sweet wine drinker, I think the citrus in this really balances it out. It keeps it so light. Second cocktail, just as easy, except now you're gonna need 1 chilled bottle of our Beninas Creek Berry Delight, which is a grape wine. It's made with a Cayuga grape that we actually grow here in our vineyard. So we take that wine, we add some fresh blackberry juice and some red raspberry juice to it, blend it all together. So this is kind of already like a pre-made sangria. We've done the hard part for you. So you just need to pick up a bottle at your wine and spirits, and then we're going to add some white grape juice and some ginger ale. So I have 2 mason jars filled there.
Yes, I see them. Here we go.
Start with a little grape juice.
All right.
This is just some fresh white grape juice that we have.
This is awesome. I love sangria. Sangria is just such a great drink, isn't it?
It's so fun, and you can pretty much be as creative as you want with it, which I personally love, you know.
Especially like the fresh fruit this time of year. You throw everything in there.
Yes. I mean, I love a seasonal sangria. You can always pick up something at the farmer's market, whatever fresh and homegrown, take it home, make something special. Okay, so we have our Berry Delight. We have 24 ounces of ginger ale and 24 ounces of white grape juice, so equal parts, pretty simple. Instead of ice in this one, I just go to the grocery store and I get the frozen berry mix out of the freezer section.
That's
so
genius.
this is gonna serve as our ice cubes, okay?
All right.
We're not gonna dilute this drink down. And then we're just gonna top off. We can go all the way full since we already have our soda in there.
Right.
And then I have some fresh berries, which are absolutely gorgeous that I got at the market.
Yep.
And then I just like a little bit of freshness, so I have some fresh mint that we grew. So, I mean, they're beautiful.
They are.
There you go.
Look at this.
Yeah. Try not to eat mine here. There you go.
Cheers. Oh, this one's very good. Very fruity.
Yeah, what do you think?
Oh, it's refreshing.
So Beninas Creek was founded in 1999 by 2 brothers, Rick and Michael Mosser. Mike would be my father and Rick my uncle. And since then, it's grown to 5 retail locations across Pennsylvania. And you can find our products now in over 450 fine wine and good spirits across. So we are still a family business. We still pride ourselves on small business, but we're happy that we can offer a wide selection of wines to the people across the state of Pennsylvania. It's a huge honor. We are located in Klingerstown, Pennsylvania. We do a wide variety of different events at the winery, and we always offer complimentary wine tasting during regular store hours because we want our patrons who visit the winery to leave with a bottle of wine that they just absolutely love and they want to share it with their family and friends. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Bee Creek Wines.
Terrific. Well, thank you, Madeline, for having us here today, and cheers to you and Bananas Creek Winery and Vineyard.
Cheers, Jackie. Cheers,
Thank
Pennsylvania.
you. Thanks. Whether it's a classic cone or an over-the-top sundae, the Ice Cream Dream Team of Chill Out Ice Cream Parlor and Snack Shop in Shenandoah will create it just for you. I'm here with Michael Papa, and he is going to make us something splendid today. What are we doing?
Yes, we are going to make a glazed pretzel donut sundae using a pretzel from the Spring Street Bakery in Prattville.
Nice. Okay, where do we start?
All right, first we take 5 swirls of our soft vanilla ice cream. Then we're gonna take some hot fudge on top of it.
Oh yeah, I like it already.
Then we put a scoop of strawberry on top.
This is a pretty hefty dessert there, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
that pretty big bowl that you have there.
Can fit a lot of good stuff on it.
Yeah.
Then we take some banana, and then we take the pretzel donut.
Look at that. And you said that's right from a local bake shop.
Yes, the Spring Street Bakery
And it's
in
a
Prattville.
glazed pretzel. so
Glazed
it's-
pretzel
yeah.
donut, very
Okay.
good. Some more hot fudge on that pretzel.
Oh yeah, nice.
And then we top it with our homemade whipped cream.
Which is very unusual to have homemade whipped cream. And we're not done yet?
Nope, we still have to add a cherry, of course, and some peanuts.
Ooh,
So there you have it, our glazed pretzel donut sundae.
nice. But we're not done because Jenna's going to make us another creation from Chill Out, right?
Yes.
All right. This is Jenna Nagy, and Jenna, you're gonna make us something really cool, right? What are we doing with
We're
here?
doing the ooey gooey sticky bun sundae.
Oh my
and
gosh.
just like our pretzel, the sticky bun also comes from Spring Street Bakery.
Terrific, I
So we
love it.
typically do a special sundae every Sunday, and
Ooh.
those come from Spring Street Bakery.
Very nice. Okay, let's get started.
All right, we're gonna start with our sticky bun from the bakery.
Nice.
And then we're gonna top it with ice cream,
Okay.
our vanilla. All right, then next up is the caramel.
All right. Oh my God, what a combo here. This is, you know what? This is like a breakfast.
Yeah.
For me, it'd be a breakfast.
And I like to drizzle it on
With
nice
the
and
sticky
good.
bun. Okay.
And then we top it with wet walnut. Just look at that there.
Oh, does that look mouth-watering or what?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
And of course, now we're gonna top it off with our homemade whipped cream. And of course, every good sundae gets a cherry on top.
Yes, of
I mean,
course.
unless you're allergic or you don't
Right.
like cherries, but that's okay. And then we're gonna top it with pecans.
Look at that
And I like
beauty.
to add a little bit caramel on the top.
Oh, look at that.
And there we go.
That there's a beauty. And what is it called again?
Ooey gooey sticky bun sundae.
You have so many Sundays here.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like we have so many sundaes, it's so hard to count how many we have. But one of our most popular sundaes and an award-winning sundae that we have is called the pothole sundae. It's very fitting for
Yes.
all of the roads around here. So that's kind of where the idea came from. And then it's vanilla ice cream that we put inside a cone. And then there's a hole in the middle for a pothole. And then we add chocolate dirt, malt, chocolate rocks, and then whipped cream. And there it is. It's
I
our
love
pothole
it. And when
sundae.
you're saying the cone, you mean like the orange
Yeah, the
construction
actual
cone?
orange construction cone.
Well, I'm here with Karina Livergood, and Karina, we're gonna do something really fun, right?
Yes, we are.
It's never been done before, actually.
Nope.
All right.
We challenged Home and Backyard to make their own sundae.
Yes.
So Jackie, since she's a chocoholic, picked wonderful toppings, put
Yes.
on her own sundae that you can come in for.
Yes. So we're gonna get started, right?
Yep.
Okay. So the first thing, we already had the ice cream in there. It was chocolate fudge brownie.
Yep.
And heavenly hash ice cream.
Yep, our hand-dipped ice cream.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So now we're gonna go with the toppings, right?
Yep.
So we have hot fudge first.
Yep. Can't
Because
go wrong.
I mean, who doesn't love hot fudge? Now we're gonna use the chocolate brownie bites.
Sprinkle some
And
of
we don't skip on ingredients
No,
here.
we don't.
Chill out. All right, then we're going for the chocolate peanut butter
the peanut butter cups.
cups. Yep. Then we have chocolate cookie crunch.
This is actually the inside of ice cream cakes.
Oh, nice.
The center Can't go wrong with that either.
Oh, you cannot go wrong with that. Okay, so then we're gonna do a little bit of whipped cream, right? The homemade whipped cream.
Yep, our homemade whipped cream.
All right. Since there's nothing but the best for everybody, we have the Ghirardelli chocolate dust, right?
Yep.
To sprinkle on top.
Look at that.
And like, forget the cherry, because we're going all in on the chocolate.
All
we're having
chocolate.
a chocolate covered pretzel on top. But wait, there's more. On the side is going to be a tiny little cone. There's shooter cone.
Our shooter
and it's
cones?
filled with little chocolate chip morsels. So every time you get a bite, like once you eat all the stuff on the outside and there's just the ice cream left, which is fabulous, but you still need more chocolate, sprinkle a little, take a bite, sprinkle a little, take a bite. And you always have some sort of chocolate in there.
Yep.
And that's the Home and Backyard Chocolate Sundae. Thanks, Karina. That was a lot of fun. And I know if people want to come and stop by and order it, please do so, right?
Yep, we'll have it ready.
Yeah, we hope you enjoy it. Well, we're here with the whole Chill Out gang, and we've had so much fun today. And I want to thank you, Anne Marie, for having us. And why don't you tell everybody a little bit more about Chill Out, because you have a lot to offer.
That's right. Chill Out Ice Cream Parlor has opened in September of 2014. We're here for 9 years. We are serving soft ice cream, hard ice cream, milkshakes, any kind of treat you'd like, delicious sundaes, and we also have some food for sale. We pride ourselves on fast, friendly service, delicious food, and also cleanliness. We are located at 606 Gold Star Highway in Shenandoah. We have seating for 30 people inside. We also have a fenced-in patio outside that will also accommodate 30 people, and your children are safe to play on a train. We do have our Facebook page. We offer different Sundays weekly and our specialty shakes every single week. We have a little slogan that says, "You think it, and we will try to make it."
How about that? You can't go wrong with that, right? So thanks again, and have a great summer here at Chill Out.
Thank you, Jackie, and thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
It's blueberry season. And I'm here at the Hitchcock home, and this is Christina and her mom, and we're picking blueberries today, right, Christina?
We are.
And I can't wait to see what we're going to make with these blueberries.
Yes, we've got an exciting recipe coming up.
Excellent. So these blueberries, tell us a little bit about the bushes, because there's low bushes, high bushes, wild ones. Tell me a little bit about these.
So these are high bush blueberries. We have a couple different varieties here on my mom's property. And the high bush ones have the bigger berries. The low bush have the little smaller berry sizes. These are much larger.
I mean, look at the size of these berries. They're magnificent.
I joke because sometimes they're like bigger than your thumb.
Honestly. Actually, picking blueberries is great fun for the family.
Oh yeah.
It is, and it just makes a lot of fun memories. And right now, I guess we're gonna head over to your house, to your kitchen.
Yep.
And we're going to make something with these delicious blueberries. Let's go. Well, we're here in the kitchen, and we're ready to make our blueberry pie.
Yes, so these are the berries that we picked earlier, and what we do is we just lay them out on a cookie sheet and let them hang out overnight, and you'll see they get this nice deep blue color. Yeah, and they really ripen up nice, just laid out on a cookie sheet, room temperature. So the first step of our pie is we need to make the crust. So I'm just using a pre-made pie crust.
Nice.
I'm just gonna unroll it. Okay. We're just gonna place that right in our pie plate, and I'm just pinching that spot together, making sure it's pretty even all the way around. And then just using my knuckles to make the fluted edges.
Yeah. Okay.
So once we have the edges all done up, I'm just going to take a fork and I'm going to just poke holes all the way around. And this will prevent the crust from puffing up as it bakes, because there's not going to be a filling in it while we bake it.
Oh, all right.
So we'll put this right in the oven and bake it up. And while that's baking, we'll work on the rest of the filling.
Sounds great.
Okay, so our next step is we're going to make the blueberry sauce for our filling. So I have just a saucepan here. I'm going to put it on like a medium high, and I'm adding 1.5 cups of the blueberries that we picked.
Right to the pot. No
Right in there. Do you want to scoop me out 1/2 cup of sugar?
Sure.
And we'll add that. Yep, just add that right in.
Okay.
And then to that, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of instant tapioca. And this is like my blueberry secret weapon. I put this in all my pies. It actually makes the sauce thicken up nice. And these are so juicy, they'll get runny. So we're just gonna stir that up and wait for the blueberries to pop and do their magic. So you see, we're almost done. You'll see how the berries have popped and we have a nice juice forming, and the tapioca is mostly dissolved there.
Yep.
So we're gonna take this off the heat. And as it sits while we're working on the rest of the sauce, it'll thicken up a little bit.
Okay.
So to our sauce, we're just going to add 2.5 cups of fresh berries. So there's 2 cups, a little more than 2 cups, and then I'm gonna eyeball the half cup.
All right.
Just like that. So I'm just going to stir that all together.
Beautiful.
Make sure everything gets coated. Okay, so we're just going to pour this right into our baked pie shell.
Oh, there's nothing that says summer like this. This beautiful
I know,
pie.
right? Aren't they beautiful?
Yes.
I love the deep dark color.
Yeah, me too.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in the refrigerator, let it set up for a little while we work on the final step, the topping for our pie.
Ooh, nice, okay.
So this is our final step to our pie. This is the topping. So we're going to add a box of vanilla pudding, the instant vanilla pudding.
Interesting.
And to that, we're going to whisk in a cup of milk.
Okay.
And it'll start to thicken up pretty quickly.
Look at that.
Yeah, this is such a great recipe. My mother-in-law actually introduced this recipe to
nice.
me. Yeah, it's one of those that once you make it, everybody will start asking you to make
It's a keeper,
it.
as you would say.
It is definitely a keeper. So to that, we are going to fold in half of this container of whipped topping.
This is really fun.
Right? So just half of the container. We're just going to fold it in. We don't want to lose the air that's in the whipped topping. So the whipped topping is really just going to lighten up the pudding layer.
Right.
Okay, I got the pie out of the refrigerator, Jackie.
Oh, it looks so
you
good.
see how it's set up so nice?
Yeah, it did.
To that, we're just going to put our topping right over it. And you want those berries to cool down, otherwise your pudding mixture would just fall apart. Yeah.
You don't want that.
And so I'm just going to spread that in a nice even layer, covering up all of those blueberries. So we're just going to set this in the fridge. We're going to let it chill and everything comes together, and then we'll enjoy.
Sounds good. Okay, let's try it. We're here with Christina's son Joey, and we're all going to sample, right?
Yeah, we'll all give it a try.
This looks so delicious. Wow, that's good. It is good.
I love the different textures and the cool creamy topping.
And the nice, the crust is good with the blueberry. Oh, I love this. This is really unique.
It's like summer.
It
It's
really
just like
is.
summer. I'm telling you, once you make this, everybody's going to want you to make it.
It screams summer. And Christina, why don't you let everybody know about your blog, because you have some wonderful recipes on there.
Sure. So my site is itisakeeper.com. So you could find it by going to www.itisakeeper.com. I have hundreds, maybe even thousands of recipes there, including this recipe.
Yep.
And many more blueberry recipes.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for
you're so
making
welcome.
this for us, and it truly is delicious, and have a great summer.
Thank you. You too, Jackie.
Thanks. Let's dig in, Joey. We'll see you next time on the Home and Backyard Cookbook.